What's going on, y'all? It's Lux. Today we got another prize picks video for you guys. In today's video, we get the WNBA player props for this Saturday, August 9th WNBA slate. Got a nice little 3 games to choose from. Gonna be giving you guys a 2-man on today's video, and hopefully you guys been telling the last 2 videos. Unfortunately, yesterday's video ended up getting refunded because we did 2-man and one of our players got refunded, which was our player of the day, PRIZEPICKS, but the other one cashed out. So again, if you guys want to consider it 1 out of 1, but again, didn't win anything at all. But the video before that, which was our last hit, that one cashed out 2 out of 2. So again, most recent video that the players actually went through, we cashed out. So hopefully we can keep this little run going right here within the last 3 videos that we've uploaded. This is the fourth one going on. Our plays have currently been 6-1 on the WNBA. So again, been pretty consistent on them, and hopefully we keep that going. So before we get in those for today's slate, make sure to drop that like and subscribe with those post notifications turned on. It would be much appreciated. I do not charge for picks or anything. So again, if you guys would like to stay tuned with the channel and just help me out, if you guys just want to support me, again, best way to do that is just dropping that like right quick down below. And then we got NFL right around the corner, college football right around the corner, and college football, if you guys are a fan of that, that is pretty much my thing. That's what we blew up on the last 2 college football seasons. So again, if you guys were here, you guys know that we love to do college football and just have those uploaded for you guys every single weekend that we have the slates and whatnot. So again, those are right around the corner. I believe like within 20 days from now exactly, we should have some good games. So again, if you guys want to stay tuned, make sure you turn on those post noties. But without further ado, little recap on yesterday's video. Again, Sabrina cashed out. Paige, I wish she would have played. More than likely, she would have cashed out the guard, Arik, the other guard on the Dallas Wings. She ended up going crazy and did her thing on the points. So again, PRIZEPICKS honestly would have had an easy matchup like we mentioned. This was the last video, Alyssa Thomas Hamby, so that one cashed out. And then this was that first video of the 3 that I mentioned. So yeah, so these ones have been pretty consistent. And if you guys would like to you try out a new sports betting app, I definitely recommend Parlay Play. We just partnered with them. Make sure you use code LIVESLOCKS right there. I know I mentioned in every video, but again, if you guys download it and you want to deposit some money, you get a $100 deposit match. So whatever you put in, it gets matched up to 100, and then a $5 free game without having to deposit anything at all. So if you guys like to try it, use that code right there. It would help support me as well. But without further ado, as you guys can see, nice little 2-gamer, Chicago Sky versus Indiana Fever, and then Sparks versus Golden State Valkyries. Going to be giving you guys a player from each of these games. Player of the day is going to be on the Sparks, and then our second player is going to be from Fever. So it should be pretty solid. This game over and under at 167.5, spread minus 1.5. So again, should be down the wire competitive matchup right there. And our player of the day on today's video is going to be Azura Stevens over her 30 fantasy score. Love this line for her. Last 10 games, she's covered this line 6 out of 10. Last 20 games, she's covered this line 15 out of 20, 75% hit rate out of 20 games. She hasn't had a double under in the last 20, which we live to see. And then if we look at all the unders within these last couple games, or not couple, 20 games, which is honestly majority of the whole regular season. They've only played 29 games. So last 20 games, the only times that she did end up going under were against tough matchups. As you guys can see, Minnesota Lynx right here, obviously they're the best team in the league for a reason. Their defense is just crazy as well. Minnesota Lynx again, just a tough matchup, especially for her at that forward through center spot, which she does play. Again, they're pretty much locked down from like the 3 to 5 spot, and the 1 and 2 typically does majority of the points. So she's gonna have a rough time in that matchup. Obviously, had the worst performances out of the last 20. This game was against Washington Mystics. I always praise them in my videos. Defensively, they're one of the most solid teams, well-rounded defensively, especially against the bigger spots where she does play. And then we got the Aces right here, who again are pretty solid defensively against bigger positions. And then this last game where she didn't cover Connecticut, they're just worse. They're just terrible all around. But I think she just had a bad shooting night, as you guys can see, 3 for 9, only 33%, and she still barely missed it. So again, just rough shooting night. Expecting a bounce back one from her though. Again, she hasn't had a double under within the last 20, and I really like this matchup against the Valkyries right here. I feel like it should be a pretty solid one. They're pretty solid defensively in general against opposing teams. Now, the guard position is more than likely where they are more locked down defensive, but this team is actually missing some players, which definitely should affect the matchup for Azura Stevens. She plays that forward through center spot, the bigger position, like I mentioned, like the 3 through 5. Now, if we look at the Valkyries, they have some key players that are out injured. Kayla Thornton, which plays forward, and Monique Billings, which plays forward. They're both going to be out for this matchup, so she does play those similar matchups. Those were going to be key players that were guarding her. So they got some secondary, bigger players guarding her in there, like Veronica Burton, who isn't even as big compared to these ones at all. So I feel like this one should be a pretty good, solid matchup for Stevens to be able to go out there and score. If you look at her resume against this team, She has gone 2 out of 3, played them twice so far this season. First game 35, second game 21. It was a rough matchup for her. Yeah, she had a rough shooting night, only took 3 shots, and what is that? Shot 33%. Went 1 out of 3. So again, it was just a tough day in general. And then this other game, she went 1 for 7, but she had a bunch of steals and whatnot, which this Valkyries team actually struggles with is their turnovers. They're ranked second to last, I believe, in the league in turnovers given up. So she had almost 40 fantasy scored just based off of that. It doesn't show how many steals she had or blocks, but again, that does a lot of justice for the fantasy score and on prize picks, which she did carry on. And she got a lot of rebounds and assists, which actually do help out a lot as well. So I feel like this one should be another good game for her. This one was more recent or actually 2 months ago, but still the most recent game. Again, that's a good sign that we like to see right there. And then within the last 20, she's definitely been balling and doing her thing. So expected to bounce back game after this one right here. And if we look at them defensively, and what is that against, like more than likely she shoots majority of her shots within the paint. They give up a 46.7, almost 50% field goal percentage from the paint. Her shots have definitely been up compared to the last matchups that she's seen within the last 10 games. She's been taking 11 plus shot attempts, and her points line is only like at 12.5 normally. These games she only took 7, but it was at the beginning of the season. Most of these games, as you guys can see, the month difference 3 months ago, she's definitely been putting up a lot more consistent shots, which we see right here. Again, she hasn't had a game under 8, so the ceiling on this one for her to get those up and just everything in general should be a lot higher. So don't really got much else to expect on this play, but Zara Stevens is going to be our player of the day on today's video right there. So if you guys are new to the channel, we give you guys play of the day in every single video. Those are the ones we are most confident in and believe should have the best chance of hitting, in my opinion, just based off the matchup and everything. So we're going to be rocking with this one right here. And then I was looking at her normal points line. I believe it's like currently minus 500 for her just to get like 9 points or 10 points or something. So again, that's a good sign right there. You like to see like even the Goblins, if they should just have a high chance of getting like the minimum points they should be getting. So the ceiling on this play is super high. And then our second player from the other game that we're going to be giving you guys to complete the 2-man, Sophie Cunningham over her 5.5 points. I feel like this one should be an absolute freebie. It's Goblin for a reason. Currently minus 400 on DraftKings. Again, it should be that line for a reason. It's a Goblin. The payout shift is going to be there. But I like the 5.5 line first. I feel like should be absolute freebie ever since Caitlin Clark's been out. She's been playing a consistent amount of minutes. Whenever it's a good game, we'll typically see 30 plus out of her. Now we have this matchup against Chicago Sky. Her last 10 games, she's covered this line 9 out of 10, and that's basically been the games where she's been seeing majority of her minutes, again due to injuries and whatnot. Now this one matchup was actually the one against Chicago Sky that she wasn't able to cover, the one out of the last 10 games, which is obviously not a good sign, but it was just a rough shooting percentage. If we look at it, she took 6 shots and only made 1 of them. If we look at her throughout the last 10 games, she's been shooting almost 60%. So that was just a rare occasion. This team against opposing guards, which she does play, they're ranked 12 in points allowed, getting a total of almost 50 a game. So I feel like 6 points out of her should be pretty easy. She just had one of her best performances of this season so far. Yeah, it is the best performance that she's had. A total of 18 points, season high right there. So that's what we'd like to see coming off of that nice hot game right there. Now we have a matchup that's way easier compared to Phoenix, with them being ranked 12th, second to last in her guard area. So should be pretty solid. If you look at her at home, her last 5 games at home, which this game is at as well, she's been averaging a total of 12 points a game. The one where she didn't cover against Chicago was on the road over there. So now she has home court advantage. She's been averaging more than double her line that she needs to cover right here at 6. And then her resume, despite the last game where she missed by 0.5 and only shot 1 out of, 17%, 1 out of 6. She still missed it by only 0.5, and then the other 2 games she was able to cover well over, which she's been seeing a lot more recently, that 13 mark area for her points. So I feel like this one should be a nice one. Again, Goblin for a reason, should be an absolute freebie in my opinion. So we're gonna be rocking with this one as our last and final player on today's video. Sophie Cunningham, 5.5 points. Should be pretty freebie. So if you guys don't like my player of the day, I would recommend, if you guys find your own player of the day, if you guys do that or whatnot, I definitely recommend Sophie Cunningham for a nice little double up on your money. But I would definitely rock with Zara Stevens. Feel like this one should be a good matchup for her. And we're going to be rocking with these 2 players for the Saturday, August 9th WNBA slate. Player of the day right there, paired with her right here. And yeah, that's pretty much all I got for you guys in today's video. Again, please drop that like and subscribe if you guys haven't already. It'd be much appreciated. We can give you guys content, free content, for I don't know how many, this whole WNBA season ever since it started. Haven't been doing too much MLB. I feel like MLB is just a lot more inconsistent. WNBA. I'm a fan of basketball a lot more than MLB, so just been sticking with these ones until we got football, college football. NBA, obviously, it's going to be like pretty much right around the corner in October-ish. So got a lot of content coming up for you guys in the near future. Make sure to drop that like and subscribe to not miss any further videos. Going to be uploading daily for you guys. And yeah, that is all I got for you guys. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. Hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks for watching, and let's see you today.